Hey, welcome back everyone for some more World Quiz here on the PlayStation 4. Last time around we finished off Asia, but we are going to be headed to Europe and we will be doing the second row here in terms of this continent. But before we do that, hope you guys have an awesome day today. Hope you guys are doing well. But we're going to start off with the country's parliament building is third largest in the world. That would be Hungary. Central European country is bordered by Austria and Hungary. That would be Slovenia. This country is home to the John Paul II International Airport. That would be Poland. Makes sense because he was Polish. You'll find The Hague and Rotterdam in the Netherlands. We should be able to reach 5,000 green bulbs here in this episode. Country is surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean. That would be United Kingdom. Explorers from this country discovered Brazil in the 1500s. That would be Portugal. Which makes sense because the official language of Brazil is Portuguese. Country hosts the official seats of a number of bodies in the European Union. That would be Belgium. An autonomous region of Finland. That would be Åland. Official language of this country is Romanian. That would be Moldova. Which country would you find the city of Split? That would be Croatia. As a matter of fact, one of the most famous football clubs from Croatia is out of Split. You can actually play with them in later FIFAs. Official language of Vatican City is Italian. Makes sense to me. Country contains many overseas territories across the world, including Guadeloupe and Mayotte. That would be France. This is Europe's most sparsely populated country. That would be Iceland. Sovereign base areas of Akrotiri and Dhekelia is a British overseas territory. In which island? That would be Cyprus. Carpathian Mountains extend across most of this country. That would be Slovakia. Of course, part of the former Czechoslovakia. As we are officially over 5,000 green bulbs. Europe's second largest country, that would be the Ukraine. Country is bordered by Russia and Poland, that would be Belarus. For those of you that watched last week's episode, or the last episode I should say, not last week's, but the last episode, knows I kind of had a hiccup with that. Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania are all known as the Baltics. Ah, come on! I don't know why I said last week's, but joined the EU in 2004, that would be Hungary. Country on the Iberian Peninsula, the world's leading cork producer, that would be Portugal. Country lies on the west shores of the Black Sea. That would be Bulgaria. Sheremetyevo International Airport serves Moscow. I know I butchered the pronunciation of that. Sheremetyevo. I think that's how it's supposed to be pronounced. Least visited country in Europe, that would be Moldova. Kind of feel bad, to be honest. I wouldn't mind visiting Moldova, give them a little bit of attention. It is a small country. Joined the EU 2004, that would be Malta. Yeah, that was actually kind of depressing to find out about Moldova. Country split into two halves after the Second World War, that would be Germany. Of course, the infamous Berlin Wall, which was torn down in the late 80s. Country boasts Europe's deepest canyon, Terra Canyon. That would be Montenegro. Used to be part of Yugoslavia. Country was the first Soviet republic to declare independence from the Soviet Union. That would be Lithuania. Popular computer game franchise was created in Finland. That would be Angry Birds. I'm not sure how many people actually know that, but Angry Birds did originate in Finland. Third largest country in the European Union, that would be Sweden, who, if I'm not mistaken, actually developed Minecraft. I could be wrong about that, but I think Sweden was the birthplace of Minecraft. Danube River flows through this country before continuing on Romania, and that would be Serbia, former Yugoslav Republic. Okay, we're halfway through this row. Country is bordered by Poland, Ukraine, and Hungary. That would be Slovakia. Country's reliance on rainfall for household water means it suffers from a chronic water shortage, and that would be Cyprus. One of the 6 founding member states of the EU, that would be Germany. Country boasts producing the largest numbers of car per capita, that would be Slovakia. Slovakia very popular in this video. One of the 6 founding member states in the EU, that would be Belgium. Country has one of the longest coastlines in the world at nearly 8,500 miles. That would be Greece, because of all the islands. Country attained independence in August of 1960. That would be Cyprus. Country is part of the Caucasus region. God, I can't speak. Azerbaijan. Avast, the leading provider of antivirus software, hails from Czech Republic, now known as Czechia. Country has 3 official languages, Dutch, French, and German. That would be Belgium. Makes sense to me. Okay, 3 more levels. Country lies on the eastern shores of the Baltic Sea. That would be Estonia. Sure, a lot of people heard of this country from watching the movie Encino Man starring Pauly Shore and Brendan Fraser. One of the 6 founding members of the European Union is France. Makes sense to me. Smallest state in the world, that would be Vatican City. As we're at 5,100 green bulbs right now. One of the Scandinavian countries, that would be Denmark. River Daugava flows through this country before emptying into the Gulf of Riga, that would be Latvia. Makes sense to me. Okay, 2 more levels now. Joined the EU in 2004, that would be Lithuania. I just want to make sure I know how to spell Lithuania, but sometimes this game gets goofy in terms of letter placement. Country has a short 29-mile coastline into the Adriatic, that would be Slovenia. Home of NHL player Andrzej Kopitar. Also played in the 2002 and 2010 World Cups. Chisinau International Airport is in Moldova. As a matter of fact, Chisinau is the capital of said country. Archipelagos are the Balearic Islands and Canary Islands, a part of Spain. Canary Islands is home to Las Palmas Football Club, who sadly got relegated at the end of last season. If you were Slovak, which country would you call home? Well, naturally it would be Slovakia. Slovakia, very popular in this episode. And then 1 more level. Country is mostly mountainous. That would be Armenia. Found in the Caucasus region, alongside Azerbaijan and Georgia. Country hosts one of the world's largest choral events. That would be Estonia. This country is home of the Russian space program. That would be Kazakhstan. Kind of curious why it'd be home to the Russian space program. Wouldn't the Russian space program be somewhere in Russia? What is the name of Austria's only nuclear power station, which famously was built and never went into operation due to public reaction? I'm gonna have to use a thing for this. Sventendorf. I can honestly say I'm not familiar with that. Which Eastern European country celebrates 2 national days each year? That would be Lithuania. And there we go. That is it for at least this episode of Europe. But as you can see, we have 4 more rows to go through yet, which we'll be tackling those sometime in the future. But the next time I see you guys, to round out November, we are going to be tackling some more sports. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. But thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I will see you guys again next time.